For this video, I'm going to show you how to make a simple bar graph using Google Sheets. So the first thing you want to do is go to Google Sheets, and then you want to select a blank spreadsheet. Simple bar graphs are really easy to make with Google Sheets because each column, each of these lettered columns, will be representative of each bar on your graph. So in row 1, you give the title for each bar. And in row 2, you include the value of each bar. When all of your data is included, you highlight your data, and then you come over here to this icon and click Insert Chart. And it will open up the chart editor. This has already made you a very basic version of a bar graph. Over here, you want to come over here and click Customize. This is where you're going to be able to edit and make this graph your own. So under Chart Style, this is where you can change the background color. Please make sure you do not choose a color that's blinding to the person that's going to be reading your graph. It makes it very difficult to gauge what you're looking at when it's hard to look at. You can also change your font. Don't select Maximize. Maximize will actually make your x-axis part of the graph. So for this purpose, we're not choosing Maximize. But if you prefer, you can choose 3D, which makes each bar look like a block versus a rectangle. The next section is Chart and Axis Titles. This is where you're going to be adding all of your titles and labels. So it starts with Chart Title. The title of this graph should be representative of what these bars are showing you. You can change the font type, the type of font, the size of it, the format of it. I would like mine centered, the color of it here. Then under this pull-down menu, you choose Horizontal Axis Title. This will allow you to put a label on your x-axis, and this label should be representative of what these 4 things are. And again, you can play with the font. Then you choose Vertical Axis Title, and that is going to allow you to put a label on the y-axis. Do not forget that if this was a measurement, you have to include a unit in parentheses, whatever unit was measured in. In this case, this was not a measurement, so I can just write and again, I can change the format of the text. Now I can close this menu and I can select Series. With Series, I can change the color of the bars. Again, please make sure you select a color that is easy to look at. Don't choose one that's too faded. Don't choose one that's obnoxiously, well, that's not bad, but don't choose one that's obnoxiously bright compared to your background color. You can also select data labels at this point. Data labels will place the value at the top of each bar. That's not required, but if you would like it to be there, you can select data labels. Legend is this next option. Because we don't have multiple bars representing multiple different types of data, we don't have a legend for this one, so we don't need that. Horizontal axis, this allows you to play a little bit more with this x-axis. Vertical axis also allows you to play a little bit more with the y-axis. In this section, if for some reason Google has not started your y-axis at 0, you need to type 0 right here under minimum value. Mine has started at 0, so I don't need to worry about that. And then the last section is grid lines. Grid lines are these lines that are behind the data. And when you feel like you're done, you can close the chart editor and you now have your graph. If you click on it, these 3 dots will appear. This is a menu, and you can copy your chart and paste it in whatever document you need to paste it in. When you choose paste, it's going to ask you if you want to link this to the spreadsheet. I always encourage you to do this, and here's why. If I go back to my data right now and I say, oh no, I made a mistake, I can go into Edit Chart. And let's say my mistake was that it's not number of pieces of candy, it's average number of pieces of candy. And I change that in my x-axis and in my title. Now, when I close this, it has updated my chart here. But if I go to my document, a little update button has appeared, and I can update it, and it now updates this. And I don't have to worry about deleting and recopying and repasting. And that's how you make a simple bar graph.